Percy Bysshe Shelley (1792–1822) was one of the major English Romantic poets, known for his radical political and social views, and his profound, often revolutionary, poetry. His works reflect themes of individual freedom, social justice, nature, and the power of imagination. Shelley was also closely connected with other literary figures of his time, including his second wife, Mary Shelley, author of Frankenstein, and Lord Byron. Early life and education. Shelley was born on August 4, 1792, in Field Place, Sussex, into a wealthy family. He was the eldest son of Sir Timothy Shelley, a Member of Parliament. As a child, he was known for his lively imagination and rebellious nature. Shelley attended Eton College, where he developed a strong aversion to authority and became known as Mad Shelley for his unorthodox behavior. He later went to Oxford University in 1810, but his stay was short-lived. Shelley, along with his friend Thomas Jefferson Hogg, was expelled in 1811 for distributing a pamphlet titled The Necessity of Atheism, which challenged traditional religious beliefs. His expulsion created a rift between him and his father, which remained for much of his life. Personal life and marriages. Shelley's personal life was as tumultuous as his literary career. In 1811, shortly after his expulsion from Oxford, he eloped with Harriet Westbrook*, a 16-year-old schoolgirl. The marriage was unhappy, and Shelley abandoned Harriet in 1814 to run away with Mary Wollstonecraft Godwin, the daughter of famous writers Mary Wollstonecraft and William Godwin. Shelley's relationship with Mary led to more estrangement from his family and friends. Harriet, tragically, drowned herself in 1816, and soon after, Shelley and Mary married. Mary would later write Frankenstein, and their literary partnership became one of the most famous in Romantic history. The Shelleys led a nomadic life, living in various places in England and Italy. Despite their hardships, Shelley remained productive as a poet, often drawing inspiration from his travels and his commitment to revolutionary ideals. Major works and themes. Shelley's poetry is known for its lyricism, emotional depth, and intellectual daring. Some of his major works include 1. Ode to the West Wind, 1819, one of Shelley's most famous poems. It expresses his deep connection to nature and the power of the wind as a symbol of change and revolution. The poem's famous closing lines, "If winter comes, can spring be far behind?" reflect his optimism about the future despite hardship. 2. Prometheus Unbound, 1820, a lyrical drama. This work is a retelling of the myth of Prometheus, a titan who defies the gods to bring fire to humanity. Shelley's Prometheus is a symbol of rebellion against tyranny, and the work reflects his idealistic vision of human progress and liberation. 3. To a Skylark, 1820, this lyrical poem celebrates the natural beauty and joy of the skylark, using the bird as a metaphor for the transcendent power of the imagination and art. 4. The Mask of Anarchy, 1819, written in response to the Peterloo Massacre, this political poem is a powerful condemnation of oppression and violence, advocating for non-violent resistance. It includes the famous line, "Rise like lions after slumber, in unvanquishable number." 5. Adonais, 1821, a pastoral elegy written to mourn the death of John Keats, Shelley's close friend. The poem reflects Shelley's contemplation of life, death, and immortality. 6. Queen Mab, 1813, one of Shelley's early works. This long philosophical poem presents his utopian vision of a world free from oppression, inequality, and religious dogma. It is one of his most explicitly political works. 7. The Cenci, 1819, a tragic play based on a historical Italian family. This work delves into themes of power, corruption, and revenge. Political and social views. Shelley was deeply influenced by the radical ideas of his time, including the works of William Godwin and Mary Wollstonecraft. He was a vocal critic of monarchy, organized religion, and the aristocracy, advocating instead for republicanism, atheism, and social justice. His poem, The Mask of Anarchy, is one of the earliest literary expressions of nonviolent protest, and his idealism often led him into conflict with the authorities and public opinion. Shelley's radical views, particularly his advocacy of free love and atheism, made him a controversial figure during his lifetime. His works were often published anonymously or suppressed due to their subversive content. However, his ideas found resonance among later generations of thinkers, including the Chartists and other 19th-century political reformers. Final years and death. Shelley spent the last 4 years of his life in Italy, where he lived with Mary and a circle of expatriate writers and artists, including Lord Byron. These were some of his most productive years, though they were also marked by personal tragedy, including the deaths of 2 of his children. On July 8, 1822, Shelley drowned in a storm while sailing off the coast of Italy, near the Gulf of La Spezia. He was only 29 years old. His body was cremated on the beach, and his ashes were later buried in the Protestant cemetery in Rome, near the grave of John Keats. Legacy. Though largely unappreciated in his lifetime, Shelley's influence grew in the decades following his death. His works inspired later poets such as Robert Browning, Algernon Charles Swinburne, and W.B. Yeats, as well as political activists like Karl Marx and Mahatma Gandhi. Today, he is regarded as one of the greatest lyric poets in the English language, with a legacy of idealism and radicalism that continues to resonate. Dear students, please subscribe and share with your friends in other universities to do good with them. Thanks.